So here at our law firm, we focus a lot on cases involving the falsely accused. And I think the best example, the best case study of them all is also what is considered the greatest story ever told. And that's the accusation and the trial and the sentencing and the punishment of Jesus Christ. And I don't think a lot of people think about that in terms of a trial, but it was a bit of a jury trial and a bench trial kind of mixed together, with Pontius Pilate doing his thing, calling on the mercy of the people gathered around to see what they wanted to do. There was also the Sanhedrin, where they looked at things and made some decisions and made recommendations to the trier of fact, because the Jews, they couldn't convict somebody of blasphemy and then execute them. So they needed some sort of treason accusation, some sort of uprising or something that would rise the level of using this man as a fall guy for a potential messianic leader. So in the context of that, there was a trial. And at the end of that trial, the sort of weak-minded trier of fact, Pontius Pilate, washed his hands of it and said he couldn't make a decision, but he still found him guilty anyway and sentenced him because the mob ruled the day. They had an opportunity to release one man, as was their custom on that particular holiday, and they chose Barabbas, right? They chose a revolutionary man instead of a man holding himself out as the Messiah. That process wasn't what Jesus was due. They called witnesses in the Sanhedrin, right? They'd call the individuals that experienced the miracles, that would say he did this on the Sabbath, and they had some semblance of due process. But at the end, an innocent man was convicted of something. So a lot of times when clients are going through this process, they're terrified of potential losses of liberty. They've already been humiliated. They've already had their reputations tarnished by these accusations. May have lost their kids. They may have lost a lot financially. They've hired an attorney. Probably lost their job, put up some money for bail. But at the end of the day, they have to go through this process. And often what we tell clients is, never let some good suffering go to waste. Regardless of where you fall on the religiosity scale or belief or faith, the greatest story ever told is a good thought process to model. It's something about enduring suffering, carrying your cross, and making the most out of it. How amazing is it to be able to carry a cross up a hill? That's pretty cool, right? You can chalk that off the list. And that's what you're doing when you're going through this process. You're carrying a very public cross. And you can either come out the other side a whiny little victim, or you can come out the other side a chiseled, powerful man that has been tempered like steel in the crucible. And that's really a personal choice. You can be in our current society that everybody's a victim, poor me, or you can take control of the alleged victimhood and empower yourself to be a stronger man because of it. And what are some techniques that allow us to go through a process of a false accusation, or even the shameful process of being rightfully accused? First of all, you can start building your skill set. You can start, working on your prayer, your meditation life. You can work out every day. You can do all these things because you may have more time because you're stuck at house arrest, or maybe your loved one's in a jail cell. One thing they can do is they can better themselves intellectually, physically, and spiritually. And that needs to be the goal. And also, you can become the master of your case, because when you master the facts, you become an asset to your lawyer, because your lawyer has lots of cases they're working on. You have one. So if you don't know your case inside and out, you're failing as a litigant. But another part of that process is that you can start educating yourself on what are some of the solutions of the problems that you see in the case.